facing a 2nd down and 16 after Sean Johnson, the Purple Knights strong safety, came up to make a big play and tack on a 6-yard loss. The handoff on the dive. The pile moves straight ahead, and we move straight ahead to Alexander Laurent on the sideline with an update for us. Alex? All right, Alex, thank you. From what we understand, Dukes is going to be okay, and he'll be back in the game. So great news for Curtis. And it appears that Dukes is already back in the game, is he, fellas?
Yes, he is.
He's in the left slot there on the halfback as Curtis throws it. Jeff Curtis throws on the money and dropped. Dropped at the 37-yard line. As Frost is down, and we go down to Tom Bagwell. Tom?
Ed, a couple of notes from the St. Aug sideline. One, Reginald Lombard, the offensive lineman, the very good one who was questionable for tonight. We talked to him. He says the backfield's fine, so expect him to go for a while more. And you talked about stopping Ernie Batto. The credit is going to go to number 72, Carl Matthews, and the great tight end that you know very much about, Derek Lewis. So far, it's been a tag team match, stopping Ernie Batto, and a good one at that.
Ed Matthews is just a sophomore, and Burton Burns says he's his 2nd best offensive lineman now as Jack Frost limps off the field. Not a good sign there either. But Carl Matthews, a sophomore, doing a terrific job against Batto, although my guess is we'll see Ernie Batto before this thing's out.
You definitely will. A guy with the talent like that, you'll hear from him a couple of times in a game.
And my guess is that Leon Curtis will let his defense know about this, and J.T. Curtis on the offensive side can't be happy about that.
And Jeff Curtis with a nice shot there. You got to make that kind of catch, obviously. Jack Frost should have come up with that ball. Jeff Curtis's first pass was not a great one. That one was right there.
So on 4th down and 11, Mike O'Brien will punt it. And it is a low-line driver. And it is caught with a picket fence along the left side, and a big play for St. Aug. Jameel Barnes could go all the way and will. Touchdown, Purple Knights.
No flags.
No flags, and St. Aug has a 13-0 lead.
And Ed, Burton Burns and Tony Villegas were raving about this kid. He's a junior, 5'9", 155, a small kid, but he can fly. They discovered him at the end of last year as a punt returner. They said they love him as the punt returner, and you can see why here. He gets to the outside. Buford, there's no substitute for pure speed, and he's got it here. Terrific move there.
He had some great blocking, too. The first couple of guys that came in there, he got some great blocking, and the rest was running left up to him. He made a nice move just before taking it all away.
And here's the scary thing. This kid is not one of the 4 horsemen. He's number 5 of the 4 horsemen. So this team loaded with some skill position weapons, and there's one of them, and lightning strikes.
An 85-yard piece of lightning by Jameel Barnes. Can Fobbs be 2 for 2? No, but St. Aug still with a 13-0 lead. The rest of the coaches in the Catholic League must be looking at this game and shaking their heads. How do we stop them? 10:59 to go in the 2nd quarter. The Knights by 13.
Excuse me, would you like a 2-quart jug from Church's full of your favorite beverage?
Sure.
It's just $1.99 for a limited time at Church's. Whoa, pretty good deal, huh? $1.99? Kind of makes you want to have a little. Or maybe share some with a friend? Or not?
Hot day.
Yeah.
You are on my begonias.
Sorry.
It's incredible. 8 big pieces of juicy marinated chicken for just $3.99. That's right, $3.99. Church's. Gotta love it.
Team Sideline is coming your way. So get ready to rumble. Each week, we bring you the Saints like no one else can. Ed Daniels, Alexander Laurent, and Buford Jordan. Covering the Saints like nobody's business. When you want that who dat fix, watch Saints Sideline right here. Monday at 6:30 on WGNO 26.
I'm J.J. Bittenbinder, and I'm a policeman. I'm not a Hollywood cop. I'm the real thing, and I want you to be a tough target.
Coming this fall on WGNO 26.
Nemesis Bates will kick off for the Purple Knights as St. August stunned Curtis with an 85-yard punt return for a touchdown by Jameel Barnes. So it's 13-0. Knights and the marching 100 blaring across the field as their team leads by 2 touchdowns. Well, the flag is in the air as we kind of had a malfunction on the kick. I think that's the best way to call it. And I think St. August offsides, but does Curtis decline it? I take the ball right there if they are allowed to. But was the play blown dead? No, they're going to spot the ball at the 41-yard line. So a break for John Curtis. Excellent field position.
It really is. I think they declined the penalty. But I tell you what, this is the first time I've ever seen anybody just put the ball on the ground, lay it sideways, and try to kick it. You know, you can't get much yardage out of a ball like that.
And safe to say, Buford, at this point in the game, Curtis needs something good to happen for their team, right?
They really do. They need to take the ball right now, drive it down, and score. Because if they let St. Aug get the ball again and St. Aug take it down and put it in the end zone, then they're going to be in some serious trouble. So right now, John Curtis has to take this one and score.
Well, they're picking the ball up, it appears, and they're going to re-kick it.
Looks like we did have a whistle blown on that one.
As I surmised, my hearing is not completely gone yet, but it's on the way. Somewhere out there I heard a whistle, and that's apparently what happens. We have a dead ball situation, and Aug will kick off at the 35-yard line. So do they leave it on the ground again, Buke?
Yes, they do, and I don't understand the point in that.
Well, what John Curtis is apparently doing is putting more hands-type individuals.
I guess the key is just to avoid one of those big returns by Curtis. As long as the big play doesn't kill him, I guess St. Aug's going to be happy to give Curtis good field position.
I bet during the break they told number 66, do not touch the ball when he comes through, because he attempted to catch it, and he's not the type of person you want catching the ball.
No, they want Kevin Dukes with it.
Well, the ball is kicked over there toward the sideline and out of bounds or close to the line. We really can't pick it up as Bates kind of sliced a 7-iron over there near the right sideline. Speaking of a man who doesn't play any golf, and if he did, he wouldn't play it very well, or would he? Alexander Laurent. Alex?
Fast today, we have another injury at Jack Frost. Jack, tell me what happened on that play.
I just twisted my ankle just a little bit. That was about it.
Okay, do you think that this is going to be, you think you're out for the game?
No, I'm thankful.
A little bit of ice, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie, he'll be back in.
Thank you, Dr. Laurent. And Jack Frost on the sideline at the Patriot bench. A handoff up the middle. And a run of 5 yards for John Curtis. The tackle by Goodwin and Reed of the inside linebackers. And a 5-yard run.
And that's a bonus for JT. He said 3.5 is good enough for him, so if he gets 5, he'll take it.
Well, a 5-yard run for Curtis. And they'll play a second down near the 40. The handoff to Dukes.
And that's Raynock Thompson coming from that strong side, outside linebacker / defensive end spot. Good play there. Curtis, obviously, Buford, is going back to what they do best, right? They run the ball right at
They
him.
really did. I tell you what, that was a good tackle by Raynock Thompson. But, hey, if they would have took that ball and came around this end, they had a lot of running room on that play.
And I expect we will see a lot of the pitch coming up, if not soon, definitely later. But you can expect a lot of option coming up.
Exactly.
David Caldwell checks in for Curtis and is split right here on a 3rd down and 3 situation. They hand the dive again, and over the 45-yard line is Kevin Dukes. And I think he has a first down. It's going to be close, or will they measure? Well, Lenny Reese is going to take a look at it, and he's going to call it a first down for John Curtis at the Patriot 46, a gain of 3 for Dukes.
I tell you what, St. Aug looks like they're overloading to one side, and they better watch themselves because they're going to get suckered in on that dive play, and here come Curtis around the end.
Something to look forward from Coach Buford again.
Well, Curtis tries to settle the offense. Jeff Curtis has to provide his team with some leadership. Well, they hand it inside to Strawn, and nothing doing as the St. Aug defense is there in size and in numbers for no gain on the play. And Tony Villegas, one of the outstanding coaches in Louisiana high school football. He and Burton Burns, both Otis Washington proteges. Tony Villegas, 72-19 in his 10th year at St. Aug, and some Purple Knight fans question whether that's good enough. I think that's great.
And he's a terrific defensive coach, and that's his side of the team on the field right now.
Handoff up the middle. The Purple Knights are there again. They gang tackle as Roland Seymour with the initial contact. As Dukes gets 2, and Curtis now has a 3rd down and 8. So, in this situation, fellas, with 8:12 to go in the second quarter, what do you pull out of the playbook here?
As much as like I said, as much as that defense has been playing for that dive, I'd fake the dive and take the pitch to the outside.
Well, Jeff Curtis, unbeaten as a starter. If he's to keep that intact, his team must really go to work tonight. They trail 13-0. A pass and a throw. Caught by Rocky Curl, the sophomore. The quick pass up the middle, the tight end on a seam route. Tackled by Thurl Green, a gain of 14 yards, and Curtis has their first big offensive play in the game.
And a really nice shot there, right to Rocky Curl, who's the backup tight end. Curtis with 2 terrific tight ends, Lilly and Curl, and just a nice shot by Jeff Curtis. If he gets his confidence and can throw the ball, they're going to be in good shape.
And that's the type of passes he needs, ones that's short, you know, and quick. So that was a nice whole play designed right there.
Well, Jeff Curtis gets a shot of confidence, and St. Aug sees that and asks for a timeout. The Knights with a 13-0 lead, 7:39 to go in the second quarter.
Don't miss Levitt's big Labor Day weekend sale. Just look, Bassett Posture Rest bedding any size. Twin, full, queen, or king size, only $99 each piece. Or choose this Bassett Cairo Regal bedding. Any size, only $149 each piece.
Plus, you pay no money down with no monthly payments till January 95, and no finance charges if paid in full by the January 95 due date.
During Levitt's big Labor Day sale.
Who's there? It's Nissan's Opportunity Knock sales event with really great deals on the rugged Nissan PCP truck. Get the value truck package right now and save up to $2,800. Open the door to your Nissan dealer today.
What if you took this nice kid from Philly and dropped him into a rich, caring family?
I have fallen and I can't get up.
Who'd take care of his every need?
I would prefer an assassin's bullet.
Watch the fun all week long. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Premiering September 12th on WGNO 26. Get rocked. Beginning this week on WGNO.
St. Aug with a 13-0 lead, 7:39 in the second quarter left to play. Let's go to Alexander Laurent. Alex. Well, as I said, let's go to Alexander Laurent in a little while as St. Aug takes a timeout. And we're ready to go after the Curtis Patriots complete a big 3rd down play as Jeff Curtis hit Rocky Curl for 14 yards and a 1st down. The St. Aug defense called timeout. Let's see what the Knights come up with. The ball inside the 35. Jeff Curtis will keep it. Now he tries to pitch it. The ball is loose, and who has it? St. Aug is saying they have it. They do give it to the Purple Knights, or do they? I saw one. Nope. I saw one official point St. Aug's way and another say 2nd down. So apparently Curtis got it back. He should have pitched it earlier, tried to pitch it there, but simply couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great play, scraping by the linebacker to be filling that hole right there to cause him for the indecision.
And that was Goodwin again, the one who's called the Sam Mills type. Again, the small kid, but he can make the play.
Well, St. Aug asked for another timeout on defense. With 7:22 to go in the second quarter, the Knights, according to our expert spotter, stat man, and just sports person in general extraordinaire, J.L. Van Gilder, he tells us that St. Aug is out of timeout. So, fellas, what is Tony Villegas seeing out of the Curtis offense that perhaps he doesn't like?
Safe to say, Buford, that he'd be pretty happy with his defensive performance right now. They've given up a few yards, but you still got the zeros on the scoreboard for Curtis, and that's the bottom line.
But why the timeouts, guys?
Well, I think what he's telling these guys is, like I was telling you before, how they were keying so much on a dive back. He said, watch him now. We've been keying on a dive back. Look for the option. And as you saw right there, they were ready for the option that time. Seemed like after the timeout, that's what he told them.
And it does seem as if St. Aug is pushing up on the line of scrimmage. You can see the last 2 times Curtis tried to throw the ball, the one that Frost dropped and the one that Rocky Curl came up with the pass. It looks apparent that Curtis is going to have to throw in order to move the ball. Would you say that, Buford?
Definitely. They're going to have to loosen, St. Aug's defense up, because right now they're not really getting anything on the ground. So, they're going to have to open this game up.
And, Ed, if you saw Curtis in the state championship game last year, they ran the ball continuously, were never forced to throw it, and they kept doing it. So, from St. Aug's perspective, if you can force them to throw it, at least you've got a chance.
The current drive by Curtis, 8 plays, 30 yards. So little chunks of real estate. And the 2nd down and 9 for the Patriots at the 34. Hand up off the middle. Big hole for Dukes. He's inside the 20. And down to the 18. He was 1 arm tackle away from going all the way as Sean Goodwin came up to make the stop.
And maybe there, Buford, they're looking for the pitch a little too much, and they get the dive again.
Maybe so, and there they go, right back to their old bread and butter play.
And here it is, right up the
tackle. Oh, that was just nice blocking by the front guys, and that was a great run by Dukes right there.
Goodwin saves a touchdown for now, a 15-yard run for Dukes. And a handoff up the middle. Mike Strawn, the little hound, is inside the 10. And all of a sudden, the Curtis rushing attack is starting to find the holes. The tackle by Travis Taylor. Let's go to an update. Tom Bagwell.
That's better. You guys have talked about what a terrific field this is, and there is something that might affect tonight's game. In fact, it might affect things now. Check out the end zone lights. They are off. The field is definitely darker on this side of the field. We'll find out if it plays in tonight's game.
Tom, an outstanding piece of reporting and one of the great ad-libs I've seen in television in quite a while.
Turn the mic on, Reporter 101.
Tom Bagwell always giving us that little extra. Curtis, all of a sudden, finding some holes in the Aug defense, and the ball is at the 9. 2nd down and 1 situation here. Curtis, the dive, Dukes, maybe 1. But that may be enough for a first down. Butte?
I tell you what, Dukes wanted to get in that end zone. He almost took Jeff along with him on that handoff.
The tackle by Morris Reed, who has been extra busy at his inside linebacker spot.
And the one thing about this drive, Curtis is getting the yards, but other than those 2 decent runs, St. Aug is making them earn it.
They really are. They're not giving up nothing easy, and that's what they have to. That's what they have to do all night. Make John Curtis earn everything that they get.
Jeff Curtis fumbles it, picks it up, and quite an ad-lib by the Curtis senior quarterback, who had the presence of mind to scoop the ball up, stay on his feet, and get inside the 5.
And look at the hole here that opens up right over right guard. Buford, watch 62. That's Timmy Harris, who's having a terrific game. You can see with the seal-off block there on Robert Nixon, who's an all-Metro preseason player. So Timmy Harris having a terrific game as they've gone over right guard several times. Harris is a sophomore.
They really did, and what they were doing like a switch block between the guard and tackle, and I think there was going to be a hole big enough to drive a Mack truck through had they not fumbled the ball.
Hand off up the middle, and a touchdown for Curtis. And it's Kevin Dukes up the middle, 4 yards or about 4, maybe 3 for a score. Nonetheless, whatever the yards, the points stay the same, 6. And Curtis is back in the game.
And Buford, we said that Curtis needed something good to happen. Obviously, this drive was something good.
It really was. It was a drive that they needed at this point, and they took advantage of it, and they did it. They did what they had to do to get it.
Terrific blocking up front for most of that drive by Curtis, especially the last 4 or 5 plays there. And the offensive line seems to be getting it together up front.
They really are. They really are.
Well, it's been an evening of missed opportunities on the point-after touchdown. Joey LaBella had no chance to get that one through as Kamal Smith came in to block it. So it's 13-6 after a 13-play, 65-yard, 5-minute and 21-second drive by John Curtis. So
Buford untouched. You can't let that happen.
No, you can't, Dave. But that's the type of jump you want if you're going to block a kick. And that's the way you do it, is get a jump like that guy did.
And Kamal Smith having a big night. He made the tackle on the opening kickoff to save a touchdown. He made the interception near their own goal line, and he saved the point there so St. Aug can keep the 7-point lead.
That's right. Correct. Put pressure on John Curtis for the next time they score.
Well, with 5:26 to go in the second quarter, gentlemen, I would say through the first 18.5 minutes or so, Jeff Curtis has spent not enough time on the field, and the Curtis defense has spent too much time out there.
Exactly. I think we see a reversal of roles from last year. You know, whereas St. Aug's defense spent a whole lot of time on the field, and now we're seeing John Curtis defense do what St. Aug did last time.
Joey LaBella will kick off, and his kick is short. Fumbled by Burks. It's on the ground. Who has it? Does Curtis have it? Oh, this would be a huge turnover. They do at the St. Aug 27.
And Buford, if you watch this one again, that is not the way to catch a kick, is it? He's got his hands up, and that's not the way you do it.
Well, the thing is, I don't think this guy's used to catching kicks. He's one of the short guys. But then that's the running back. He should be able to catch those things.
Well, Burks couldn't make the over-the-shoulder catch, and Scott Pritchard made him pay. 45 hustles in there and recovers. And in a matter of minutes, St. Aug could go from a 13-0 lead to a tie game or trailing if Curtis can cash in. 1st and 10, and they'll throw it. Good block on the corner. The receiver falls down, and the pass goes incomplete. So Powell was open in front of Thurl Green and would have had the catch if not for the slip at about the 15-yard line.
Then he still almost got up and made it, and then the defensive back almost made an interception. That was kind of a wild play right there.
And it looked like a nice pass. It's hard to tell with Powell falling, but it looked like he was right on with that shot. It seems like Jeff Curtis, after that first, obviously bad pass, the interception, his last 3 have been right there.
Oh, they have. They've been on the money.
Well, he passed for 667 yards and 3 touchdowns a year ago. He'll hand it this time to Dukes, who is getting on track. He has a big hole, steps over a tackler, and gets 7 as he gets down to the 20-yard line.
Doesn't seem like that knee is bothering him too much. He's running real strong, like with no ill effects.
And there's 66. You can see it right there. Jay Eckert seals off the nose guard. Nice blocking inside. You can't argue with what they've been able to do this last series and a half inside.
You can't. They're just strong dominance right now.
The tackle by Cordova for Aug. They run the dive again. They have yardage. The little hound is near the 10-yard line, and another Curtis first down. The tackle by Travis Taylor. And the way this game has changed so quickly is almost startling.
And Timmy Harris again, the sophomore right guard with a nice block, opening up a hole. And this is the Curtis team that we saw all of last year. JT's got to be feeling much better at this point than he was about a quarter ago.
Oh, I'm sure he is, because they are definitely looking like the team of a state championship team.
The handoff to Dukes. He has 3, maybe 4 as he gets down to the 7-yard line. The tackle again by Morris Reed, and JT Curtis is sending in a play.
And that's Caldwell coming back in with the play. Ricky Brandt seeing some offensive action.
The two-way star who can really run after the catch. You saw him on the kickoff return. They want to give him a shot both ways. A 2 tight end formation for Curtis again. And the handoff is inside. Was it Strawn?
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Bute. Down to the 5. A gain of 2. The tackle by James Hall, and Brandt will bring in the play from head coach / offensive coordinator J.T. Curtis.
Right here, they just taking it up the middle. St. Aug stood up pretty good right there with their line. That was a good meeting in the hole with the linebacker right there. This is what St. Aug has to do the whole game if they want to keep John Curtis out.
Jeff Curtis will keep it. Will he score? He will, and Curtis can go for 1 and tie or go for 2 and take the lead. A 6-yard touchdown run by Jeff Curtis. And it appears that they will go for 2. Well, he got to the corner. The defense wasn't there.
Right here, that fake on the lead back.
Well, that was the play before that got it down to the 5, and then Curtis kept it and went around the right side. That was the play that set up this play, Butte.
Here it is. Everybody tackling the guy that they were tackling for the last couple of plays, and then they pull it out and go around the end.
Well, that's the thing about an outstanding option team. They're so tough to defend, especially a quarterback who can handle the ball, and Curtis did. A 6-play, 27-yard drive after the fumble on the kickoff by Burks. It takes only 2:07 for Curtis to score.
If they're in 6-2, we're going to run 15 to the weak side. You understand, Jeff? 15 to the weak side. If they're in 50, if they're in the 50, look, I'll tell you what. Look, break the line of scrimmage and let's see what they're in. If you're not comfortable with your 15 base, call timeout. Hey, you understand it?
Okay, this is kind of what he's saying right here is basically a check with me. If they have 6 defensive linemen down there and 2 linebackers where you run to their weak side, and if they're in a 50 defense where there's 5 down guys and 2 linebackers, then you run. He had an option for another thing, but right here he said if you're not comfortable with it, call timeout and then we'll call a play.
Almost like basketball when you look out there and see what kind of defense they're in and then call a timeout and go back to the bench. Are you surprised, Buford, that Curtis is going for 2 in this spot?
In a way I am, because you know all they need is 1 to tie it up, and you still have another half to play. But then again, they might just want to put pressure on it. Then the kicker might not be as good as they would like him to be.
Oh, Jeff Curtis looks over the defense. Apparently he's going to run the play. The try for 2. He will keep it and walk in a waltz. And a 14-13 lead for Curtis with 3:14 to play in the second quarter of what's been a bang-up kickoff classic.
It must have been a 6-2 because they went 15 weak. See it? Got the 2 linebackers and the 6 defensive linemen, so that's all it was.
Kamal Smith, who's the corner that contained on that side, really bit inside on the fake.
Exactly. The thing is John Curtis has been running a dive successfully, so what does everybody do? Think they're going to run the dive, and they go outside, and they got the extra point.
Well, you have to be impressed with the comeback that Curtis has put together here in the second quarter. This has been a game of big plays.
You really do.
And Jeff Curtis,
here it is.
I think that
everybody's on the fake. Look at that. And then, hey, but look at the surge by that left side. They had all the guys blocked in the back, really out of the end zone.
It appeared that Jeff Curtis, on that pass to Curl a couple of series ago, that maybe gave him a shot of confidence. He's really settled down since then.
He really has. You know, and hey, a lot of times that's all it takes is 1 play to settle you down.
Well, the kickoff is, well, it just didn't look good. Maybe we can say that.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do it again. J.T. Curtis is at his 40-yard line. Going to try and figure it out here. Lenny Races
must have an offside.
Dead ball, encroachment. On the kicking team, we'll re-kick after a 5-yard penalty.
Well, they're calling it offside, encroachment.
Right. That's it.
And here's the replay of the touchdown once more.
Look at this. The only guy that wasn't blown back is making a lick that's not even for the guy there.
Well, I tell you what, it was such a good fake by Jeff Curtis. He faked out.
He did.
Our camera down there on the sideline. And to fake out one of our guys, you've really got to be good at it. Lavella will kick it off. It's on the ground. It's gathered in by Barnes, who has an 85-yard punt return. He's loose again. Barnes is finally collared at the 35-yard line, so the kickoff goes for no gain for Curtis as Kevin Dukes makes the stop on Jameel Barnes, who has been nothing short of fantastic for St. Aug.
It was just a play, and he just took it, got a few blocks right here, and just took it straight up the middle where the hole was. thank goodness for the safety guy that made the tackle.
So with 3:04 to play in the second quarter.
And a good tackle at that.
St. Aug, after the 39-yard kickoff return by Barnes, is in business. The flag is down. May have had a little motion. Let's see what this one's all about.
Hit ball, encroachment on a defense, 5 yards, we'll repeat the down.
Well, the rule simply is, Buford, and if you're playing Federation rules, if you get into the encroachment, if you get into the area by the line of scrimmage, if you cross over, you can't get back. Once you cross over, that's an automatic 5-yard penalty.
Oh, really?
And that's what happened. You can't get back. So it's first down and 5 for the Purple Knights.
Yeah. Well, I guess what they're trying to do is stop these guys from pitching to make the offensive guys jump off sides.
J.L. Van Gilder writes down neutral zone. That was the word I was searching for, but simply couldn't find. A handoff left. Nothing doing as the Patriots gain tackle. And maybe hem in St. Aug for a 3-yard loss.
Jason Smith again, who's having a fine game this first half.
Well, they tried to go left, and they tried to go left with Damian Charles. But early penetration by Mitch Tassan, the nose tackle, as he got through, and Charles was stopped. So it's second down. Let's call it a long 7 at the 32 of Curtis. Fake. Kareem Evans in trouble. He can't throw it. Well, he had no chance there on the penetration by Greg Norman, the linebacker. So the Purple Knights, after the kick return by Barnes to the 35, are going backwards. An 8-yard sack by a trio of Curtis defenders.
Right there. That was just a difficult block for the guy coming all the way from the other side to block a Russian linebacker. That's a hard job to ask a guy to do it. You know, because they saw him from the side of corner of his eyes, and he went up, and he didn't have any time to do anything.
At halftime, Doug Mouton will introduce us. You know all about him. We'll tell you more about Destrehan's Rondell Mealy, a superback, and our coaches roundtable coming up at halftime of the Kickoff Classic. But for now, Kareem Evans to Barnes, who makes another big play. The ball is on the money. It's a 17-yard gain and a first down for the Purple Knights at the Curtis 21.
This is something that's going to build Kareem's confidence up. Nice pass, nice catch by Jamal. That was just excellent execution. That 3-step quick pass, and they need a couple of more of those to get in the end zone.
And we have a Curtis defender down, and after what Barnes has done on kick returns, I guess you really have to respect his speed and give him some cushion.
You really do, and that's what it seemed like happened on that play.
It appears that number 11, Malcolm Orgeron, is down on the field, who made the tackle. Maybe he just had the wind knocked out of him. That's an awful feeling.
Yeah.
And as the young man tries to collect himself, St. Aug went over to talk to Burton Burns, the offensive guru, and Leon Curtis out talking to his team. Well, my friend, I don't think we can ask for a better first half of prep football. This has been gangbusters. Here's the throw to Barnes, who makes the catch, and Orgeron's there. And
kind of looked like it might have been a groin injury or something. Stretched out a little bit.
The clock runs, 1:28 to play in the first half, and St. Aug is out of timeouts. So the Purple Knights at the Curtis 21. Kareem Evans hands inside to Charles, who is in motion. So that play will be whistled down. Lenny Reese, as soon as the ball was snapped, was taking a look at Damian Charles. The tackle by Jason Smith. Can't see it on the replay, Butte, but number 4 definitely left early. He was trying to get to that hole.
He definitely did. He got a little anxious on that one.
I need a tackle. Illegal motion on the offense, 5 yards. We'll repeat the down. First down.
But that tends to happen to you when you're ready to get that ball. You get a little, you know, itchy about it, and sometimes lean and get caught.
So we'll call it First and 15 at the 26, but the clock becoming a problem. 1:08 and counting. The Purple Knights out of timeouts. And they stay in the power I with two tight ends for Kareem Evans. Who's going to throw it? Down the middle. It will be caught. And it's down for a first down on the catch by 82 Derek Lewis. St. Aug's super tight end comes up with a 15-yard catch, and they stop the clock with 46 seconds left to move the chains after this.
And that was a nice pass. I think he's getting his confidence after hitting Jamal on that last one. That was a nice pass, nice catch, everything.
Well, they restart the clock. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter, or the first half, pardon me. And St. Aug just breaking the huddle, the ball at the 12-yard line. The Knights have to hurry. Evans got a man open in the end zone. And he's got a touchdown. St. Aug. It's 87 for the Purple Knights, who we don't have on our roster, but we think that's Michael Davis, the tight end. An 11-yard touchdown for the Purple Knights, who are in their white numbers. In the two tight end situation, Kareem Evans pulled out, quickly recognized that his man was there, and the Knights, with a 19-14 lead, will go for two, I'm sure.
That was real nice. Coach Villegas and Coach Burns was saying that they were going to try to do play action tonight, and hey, they did it right there, and it worked perfect for them. It was a perfectly thrown ball to the outside shoulder where the receiver could make a nice catch, and that he did.
Well, with 25 seconds to go here in the half, looks like St. Aug is going to be penalized.
Delay, 5 yards, we'll repeat the down.
And that's what happens when you're out of timeouts. You can't go out there and ask for one. And a 5-yard penalty, so now the Purple Knights in a situation where instead of 3, they've got to make 8 for 2 points.
Exactly. It makes the play calling a little bit different at this point.
A 19-14 lead by St. Aug, and we'd have to say right now the difference in the game has been a little more of those Purple Knight big plays, the big speed burners, Fobbs and Barnes, who has a kickoff return of 39 yards and a punt return of 85 yards. And we've got flags again, and this may be another delay, so they'll go back to the 13.
Whatever it is, coach needs to say, hey, run the play we got called. They don't need to get pushed back for another
5 yards,
delay game.
we'll play it down over.
Well, it goes back to the 13.
Where's Tom Bagwell? Where was the Tom Bagwell?
The ball on the 18-yard line. And the pass by Evans. Well, that one really had no chance as Barnes fell down at the 8.
Yeah, and it looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, too.
So with 25 seconds to go in the first half, it's St. Aug 19, Curtis 14. A quick recap of what we've seen thus far. Curtis started out with a 45-yard kick return on the opening kickoff by Ricky Brandt. The Patriots were driving, but then Kamal Smith came up with the interception. St. Aug drove 55 yards for a touchdown on 11 plays. They made the point after for a 7-0 lead. After another Curtis turnover, the Purple Knights scored again for a 13-0 lead. Then Curtis came back, taking advantage of a Purple Knight turnover for one of their 2 touchdowns and a 14-13 lead. Curtis kicked off, and Jameel Barnes, who had an 85-yard kickoff return, or punt return for a touchdown, he had a 39-yard kickoff return to send up St. Aug's last score. If that sounds like a mouthful and a lot, it is, because this has been an absolutely wild first half. So with 25 seconds to go in the half, Nemesis Bates kicks it. Curtis will fall on it. and cover it about the 37-yard line. 21 seconds to play in the first half. Well, Professor Jordan, do you have a gadget play here? Do you Big Ben? Do you hook and ladder?
I don't know.
What would the McNeese State Cowboys do in this situation? Punt?
Oh, we throw a bomb on it. No, I think what JT is going to do is what I would do is take it and put the ball down and knee it, on one knee. Take it in at half.
Jeff Curtis will hand it. And the gain is minimal. And that should do it for the first half. The tackle by Sean Johnson. And Curtis will use a timeout with 14 seconds to go in the first half.
Maybe they're trying to catch him sleeping.
Well, I doubt if that will happen. If St. Aug is sleeping right now, Tony Villegas will wake him up.
Well, all the thing I'm saying is to run a play like that and then call a timeout.
The young freshman running back, Wells, is in. Kevin Dukes, who is still limping noticeably as he comes off. Dukes will leave. Jeff Curtis, of course, the senior quarterback, will come in. In a moment, stay with us. We'll talk to St. Aug coach Tony Villegas, who will talk with us coming off the field with our Tom Bagwell. A 45-minute delay due to the bad weather here tonight that hit the area about 4 o'clock this afternoon, but it's been well worth waiting for as Jeff Curtis goes to one knee, and that'll do it for a 33-point first half in the second annual WGNO Prep Kickoff Classic.
I didn't understand that. First you try a draw play, then you call a timeout, then you down it the next time. It boggles my mind.
Well, we'll bring you in as a celebrity analyst tomorrow night, and you can ask JT Curtis on Friday Night Football.